Well, hello YouTube and welcome back. I did say the next video that I was going to make was going to be on the radio, but I still been feeling knackered from all the rigmarole I went through on Friday. I didn't realise how tired I was, so I've just been taking it easy, drinking beer, unwinding. So anyway, while we're looking at a Ladybird book, making a transistor radio, well, I thought I would share with you guys that this was what got me started in electronics in the first place. So I wanted to share this with you. My mother, of all people, bought this book for me, and I just wanted to show it to you and tell you all about it. Like I said, it's a Ladybird book, making a transistor radio, and it just goes into just a bit of an outskirts into everything to do with making a radio. And I know there's a fault with this design, because I've been on YouTube or somewhere on the internet and found out that there had to be a few alterations, but it did work of sorts. So I just wanted to share this with you. You know, wasn't very expensive. By the way, this is not the original book. I bought this again for posterity reasons. You know, it's very good. It's what got me started. It tells you a little bit about it there, and tells you a bit about the workings of a radio. And also, I'm killing two birds with one stone here with this video as well. I've been playing around with my video editing package. Power Director 14 is what I've got. And I decided to try to do something which I just didn't have a clue on how to even go about it. And it's taken me quite some time to work it out. How this has arisen is that now we are actually looking at two cameras, two camcorders that are exactly the same. One's over my left shoulder, and that particular camera is the long shot, and then for the short shots I've got another camera about 11 o'clock as the position that I'm sitting in, looking down at the book at a close-up at a different angle. It's sort of at an angle partly upside down to give another view. And the problem I had was, in the last video that I made all about servicing your tools, it's the first time that I've used this arrangement, and I recorded not only the film but also the dialogue and tried to match up the dialogue and slot it into the main footage from the long distance camera on my left hand shoulder. Now this sort of worked, but it could have been a lot better, so I wanted to find out how I could actually delete the sound from one video, keeping the sound in the other long distance shots, and substitute the space with the close-up shots without the dialogue from the close-up camera. And I've been chewing on with this for quite some time. I can't tell you how long. I just kept on about it till late last night, and then finally I actually managed to do it. I managed to find a way of doing it. So this video is going to experiment with inserting the other shots from the other camera, and then I'll edit it up and I'll post it to you. So yes, as a kid I was very keen on my hobbies. I used to do model aeroplanes, airfix models and all that kind of stuff. I had a bedroom full of aeroplanes and boats and ships and cars and all sorts of things. And it's because I come from a very practical family. My father was very, very clever with his hands in making various models and things. He could paint, he could turn his hand to just about anything. Really, really, really very clever man. He even did a technical drawing of a traction engine one day from taking off a picture and scaling it up and showed me how to do it. Technical drawing skills. He left me standing. I didn't have a clue, but it was fascinating watching it all come together. Where he was drawing out the this picture of a traction engine, and it was very, very good. We didn't colour it in, of course, but it very, very clever man. My father, very good at maths. Wish I was good at maths. You know. So as I say, I've done all that kind of thing. I did Meccano. I eventually got into radio controlled boats. I made my first boat, which was a Huntsman. Then I got into aeroplanes, model aeroplanes. My first model aeroplane was a Highboy, because I kept crashing and stuff. But my father would help me rebuild them and repair them and that. And eventually I built one myself. Built a couple of planes myself. I want to get back into that again, and I'll share that with you too. I'll just show you the pictures of this book for those of you who've probably never seen this book. Very simple book, and we actually tried making this. Of course it didn't work. All I managed to do was make the transistors smoke. I think you call it thermal runaway. Yeah. And we tried all of this, but what we found was that these brass screws with the inserts or whatever you call them, we actually got all of this stuff, but when we measured it out, I tried to put the components in, they were rather too far apart, and it was very, very awkward getting all these different wires under the same one, because if you've got two under, and you guarantee another one would come out. But I had a lot of fun, and it did get me hooked. I mean, I didn't even have a soldering iron, a multimeter, wire strippers, nothing. I had a couple of screwdrivers and a pair of pliers that my dad gave us, and that was it. You know, I hadn't a clue where to get these bits from. Yeah, it's a very simple little book. It goes into some detail here. I'll read a little bit of adding. Generation. The circuit shows a new stage with the components added. The adjustable here we go again. Capacitor is a 10 picofarad trimmer. This consists of two copper plates mounted on a pot base. The distance between the plates can be adjusted with a small screw. Yeah, it goes into details. So there's the diagram. I'll just turn it around so you can see it the right way up. Because the audio stage is here. It's off the page. But it got me hooked. Unfortunately, I didn't have anybody to help me. My father didn't know a single thing about electronics. Give him something with gears and, something like that to work with. Gears and something mechanical to look at. No problem at all. He could make things and repair bits and all sorts. But the reason why I went into electronics was because my father was such a clever man. He was so clever at what he was doing. Where if I had a problem and I was trying to do something myself and I needed help, my father would come and help, definitely. He would help us. But he would take over and he would do it himself. And I would sit there and I was yawning my head off, bored stiff. Because all I wanted him to do was to show me how to get this particular thing that I was stuck on sorted, or how to do it, but he would take over every time. And my response to that was to find a hobby or something that I was interested in that he didn't know how to do, that he couldn't help me with. And that's why I chose electronics. And also I was fascinated with all the colours of the different components and stuff. This was fascinating for me. My mum did her best to try and help me again by buying me the Radio Onyx X40 kit. The one that I've done the videos on right at the very beginning, and I had a lot of fun with that. I really did enjoy making the radios and the various circuits, but I never made every single one. There's one part on there which to this day I've been kicking myself because I just did not understand it. The section on the logic gates on the Radio X Onyx 40 kit, it goes into the detail, it tells you how they work, but I just did not understand what they were for. I couldn't make end or tail of, what were you use them for? They look useless to me. Little was I to know as to how a computer worked. If only I had a friend at the time who knew more than I did about electronics, who we could help each other out. I would learn things and he would learn things, vice versa, but it never happened. I did have a friend, his name is Michael, and he sort of followed me with electronics, but my projects never used to work. His used to always work. He became a telephone engineer. We're not friends now, we've never been friends for a long time. It goes right back to the school days. But yeah, so I just thought I would share that with you. This book, Making a Transistor Radio. Now the other thing as well is that you see on my bench is this. It's Mario's Cement Factory Nintendo Game and Watch. These are quite rare now, I think. This still works, but there's no batteries in it. I took them out in case it started to corrode when I got flooded. It took me a long time to find it again, so it's a good job I took the batteries out. I'm going to order some batteries for this, and I'll give you a little demonstration. Yeah, model number ML102, rating DC 3 volt, gives the wattage, which is not very much, tells you the type of battery. Nintendo, struggling to see that, 1983 I think that is, patented, made in Japan, and a model number. The seal was almost gone, but the numbering is still there, is 188-98357. Yeah, so I'll get some batteries for this, and I used to have loads of fun with this when I used to play with this. My mum used to play this all the time. It's not 100% in mint condition. There are some wear and tear scratches on it. I have no intention of selling it, because this used to be my mother's. I would never ever sell it. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'll just doing some experimenting now. I'm going to try and edit this together and just make sure I understand this new process that I found on my photo editing package, and have a bit of play around. That's what this, for me, that's what this video is about. I mean, the number of things this package can do is, well, it's just unbelievable, the things it can do. I haven't even scratched the surface. You can edit at the finest of details and make some really good, very good videos. I don't bother with a lot of the features because I just simply don't have the time. And I was hoping to make use of the time being on the sick with my operation, recovering as it were, learning all this. This is the reason why I bought the second camera. I wanted something to play with. I love to play. Okay, that's it for this video for the moment. I'll get back to you. I am going to be doing the radio pretty soon. I just I don't want to repeat the disaster I had with the Hakko FR300. You know, I know the radio can't injure me, but I'm more worried about me injuring the radio. So I'd rather be with it and not make too many nasty mistakes. But we are going to work on that FM problem next. It's about time we address that. I'll make it work one way or another. Okay. All the best. Wish you all well. Hope to see you again. Please subscribe. Make a comment and let me know what you think. And just thank you for watching. Okay, take care.